So we have been studying till now about the induced EMF and the induced current, which is produced by changing the flux associated with the coil. When you recall the previous discussions, you can see that in every discussions that we had regarding the induced EMF and induced current, we used an external source of magnetic field, and by changing the flux associated with a coil, we induced an EMF which was given by the expression E is equal to minus d phi by dt. Now we will see the method in which we will induce a current by changing the flux produced by another coil or the same coil. So here we are not going to use an external magnetic field. Instead of that, we are going to change the flux. So if we are changing the current through a coil and changing the flux associated with this coil and thus producing an EMF, then this method is called self-inductance. And if we take the case of two coils placed nearby, and by changing the current through a coil, we are changing the flux associated with the other coil and thus inducing an EMF in this coil, then this method is called mutual inductance. So this is the basic idea of self-inductance and mutual inductance. Now if we analyze the self-inductance in detail, as we told, we are going to vary the current through a coil. We know that a current carrying coil produces magnetic field, and if the current passed through this coil is changed or varied, then the magnetic field produced also varies. And the magnetic field passed through this unit area of this coil gives the flux of this coil. And if we consider the flux through one coil to be phi, from a single coil, if the magnetic flux produced is phi, then if there are n turns, then we can say that the total flux can be written as n phi. And we know that this n phi here depends on the current passed through this coil. So we can say that n phi is proportional to I, which is the current. And when we remove the proportionality, we can write n phi is equal to Li, and this constant of proportionality L is called the self-inductance or coefficient of self-induction. So in the process of self-inductance, we are passing a current through a coil, and the flux through that coil depends on this current, and that relation gives us the self-inductance or the coefficient of self-induction, and we obtain the relation n phi is equal to Li. As we told, we are varying this current, and so the flux also varies, and changing flux through the coil produces an EMF, and we can write that EMF to be minus d by dt of n phi. The total flux through this coil is n phi, and it is varying as we vary this current. Therefore, the EMF induced here can be written as minus d by dt of n phi, and we know that n phi is given by the expression Li. By substituting that, we get the induced EMF to be minus L di by dt. So the induced EMF through self-inductance is obtained as E is equal to minus L di by dt. Now let us analyze the self-inductance of a solenoid. So as we told, in the process of self-induction, the total flux n phi is given by Li, and from that we can write the expression for the self-inductance or the coefficient of self-induction as L is equal to n phi by I. And magnetic flux is also expressed as B dot A that we have already learned, and maximum flux is obtained as BA. And we know for a solenoid the magnetic field produced is given by the expression mu naught Ni, and therefore the flux can be written as mu naught Ni into A. So the flux through a solenoid is given by the expression mu naught Ni into A. This is the flux produced through one coil, one turn of the coil. So for n turns, we have to multiply this expression with n, and therefore the total flux becomes N phi is equal to N mu naught Ni into A. And if you remember, the small n here is the number density, that is number of turns per unit length, and the relation between total number of turns and the number density small n can be written as total number of turns is equal to number of turns per unit length into total length of the solenoid, that is small n into L. Therefore, capital N can be written as small n into L. By using this in our expression of total flux, we get the total flux as N phi is equal to mu naught N square AL into I. So we have obtained the total flux through our solenoid as mu naught N square AL into I, and we know that inductance is given by total flux divided by current, and therefore the inductance of a solenoid can be written as N phi by I, which is equal to mu naught N square ALI divided by I, and thus we get the final expression as mu naught N square AL. So therefore the self-inductance of a solenoid is given by L is equal to mu naught N square A into L. Now if we have a material with a relative permeability mu r inside the solenoid, that is if we fill inside the solenoid a material with the permeability mu r, then our expression changes to L is equal to mu r mu naught N square AL. So this is all about the self-inductance of a solenoid. We know that the induced EMF acts in such a way that it opposes the change in current. That is, if the current is increased, then the EMF tends to reduce that current, or if the current is decreased, the EMF tends to increase the current. So EMF basically opposes the change in the current, and therefore it is also called as back EMF. The another name for induced EMF is back EMF, and the name comes because it opposes the change. And therefore to increase the current we have to do a work against this EMF, and that work is stored as energy in an inductor. Now to obtain the work done against this EMF, we take the expression of power which is given by dW by dt, and we know that the power expression is given by voltage into current, and here the voltage is the induced EMF, and we take the magnitude of our EMF, and therefore power can be written as magnitude of E into I. As we have already obtained, the EMF of an inductor is given by L di by dt, and therefore we can write power which is given by dW by dt is equal to L into I di by dt. And by rearranging we get dW is equal to Li into di. So this is the small work done, and to get the total work done to increase the current from 0 to I, we do integration, that is W is equal to integral dW, which is given by L into integral 0 to I di, and on doing this integration and substituting the conditions, we get the work done to be Li square by 2. Therefore the work done against the back EMF is obtained as half Li square, and this work done is stored as energy. And if you observe this expression, we can see that this expression of energy is analogous to the kinetic energy in mechanics, which is given by half mv square. And from this comparison we can say that here the inductance is analogous to the mass in mechanics. Therefore inductance act as an electrical inertia. As mass act as the mechanical inertia, inductance is the electrical inertia. So this is all about the discussion of self-inductance and the self-inductance of a solenoid and energy stored in an inductor.